Hey, it's Pamela from Abundant Joy Gifts and Gathering Place, and it's hashtag story time with Pam. And tonight we are going to read Wet Dog. My husband picked this one out for us. So, he was a good old dog and a hot old dog as he laid in the noonday sun, and as he dozed, as he drowsed in the beaten down sun, with his long pink tongue hanging out. Well, that too hot dog in the too hot sun just had to cool off somehow. So he to his feet and he sniffed the air and he trotted off down the road. Pat, 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 pat. And that's when he saw a man washing a car, a long, black, shiny car. Old dog stepped in the soft, cool stream till the wet soaked through to his skin. Then he shook and he shook with a happy dog smile, wagging his happy dog tail. Shake, shake, shaky, shake, shake. Wet dog, cried the man with the shiny black car. Shoo, go now, shoo. Wet dog smiled his sorry dog smile and wagged his sorry dog tail. Then he flapped his ears and he sniffed the air and he trotted off down the road. Pat, 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 pat. And that's when he saw a lady washing some pans, some piled high, sticky high pans. Wet dog stepped in the splash and the suds till the school flowed down his fur. Then he shook and he shook with a happy dog smile, wagging his happy dog tail. Shaky, shake, shaky, shake, shake.
Wet dog,
cried the lady with the sticky high pants.
shoo, go now, shoo.
Wet dog smiled his sorry dog smile and wagged his sorry dog tail. Then he flapped his ears and he sniffed the air and he trotted off down the road. Pat, 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 pat. And that's when he saw a lady spraying some blooms, some pale pink, petal pink blooms. Wet dog stepped in the sparkling spray and the soft mist cooled his face. Then he shook and he shook with a happy dog smile, wagging his happy dog tail. Shake, shake, shaky, shake, shake. Wet dog, cried the lady with the petal pink blooms. Shoo, go on now, shoo. Lucy, hey, psst, stop it. Wet dog smiled his sorry dog smile and he wagged his sorry dog tail. Then he flapped his ears and he sniffed the air and he trotted off down the road. Pat-a-pat, pat-a-pat, pat. And that's when he saw some men playing a song, a singing aloud, dancing long song. Wet dog stood by the side of the creek, feeling the music rise. Then he danced right into the trickle and the muck with his big soft paws sinking in. And he shook with a happy dog smile, wagging his happy dog tail. Shaky, shake, shaky, shake, shaky, shake. Wet dog, cried the men with the dancing loud song. Shoo, go on now, shoo. Wet dog smiled his sorry dog smile and he wagged his sorry dog tail. Then he flapped his ears and he sniffed the air and he trotted off down the road. Pat-a-pat, pat-a-pat, pat. That's when he came to the lake. Now, there by the shore in the beaten down sun were people in fine, fancy clothes. There were ladies in curls, men in bow ties, babies in soft, flouncy hats. Wet dog stood by the lake, and he looked at the crowd in that too hot sun. Then he stepped right into that shimmering cool of that woo cool, too cool lake, and he splished and he splashed in the rippling waves, and he bounded back onto the shore. He was wet to the bone, so he shook and he shook. Shake, shake, shaky, shake, shaky, shake. Wet dog!" cried the people in their fine, fancy clothes. "Shoo! Go on now, shoo!" But Wet Dog shook his ears, flying fast, and his wet fur spraying. And a baby laughed. She was a fine, fancy baby in too hot clothes with the fresh water on her face. She laughed and she laughed, clapping her hands as the Wet Dog ran in the air. "More!" cried the baby, arms open wide.
More dog, more dog, more.
Then the people laughed too. Didn't mean to snort. I was just gonna laugh. And they danced, and they dove, and they splashed, and they strode into the blue, cool water. Well, they splashed and they danced. How they splashed, how they danced, as the sun slid low in the sky. And then they patted Wet Dog from his ears to his tail.